Good evening and welcome to the Galloway Township Board of Education on this 25th of January 2016. May I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Abraham?
Here.
Mrs. Cordero? Mr. Davies?
Here.
Mrs. Emerson? Mr. Brett?
Here.
Mr. Hand?
Here.
Mr. Hubbard?
Here.
Mr. Ryan?
Here.
Mr. Moore? Your report.
Thank you. At this time, I ask everybody to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mrs. Avery. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. In accordance with Public Law 231, notice the meeting was provided to the press, the current, and Galloway Township in its building on the 9th of January 2016. First item this evening is approval of minutes for the November 23rd, 2015 meeting and the December 21st, 2015 meeting. Everyone had a chance to review them? Is there any corrections? Can I have a motion to approve as presented?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? The ayes have it. Okay, new business. New business. Oh, it's a board resolution. Okay. This evening we have a resolution, a school board's recognition month in the state of New Jersey for January 2016. Whereas New Jersey School Boards Association has declared January 2016 to be School Board Recognition Month, a time that all residents might acknowledge the contributions made by our local school board members. And whereas the Galloway Township Board of Education is one of more than 581 local school boards in New Jersey that sets policies and oversees operations for the public school district. And whereas the Galloway Township Board of Education embraces the goal of high-quality education for all New Jersey public school students. And whereas New Jersey's local school boards help determine community goals for the education of approximately 1.4 million children in pre-kindergarten through 12th grade. And whereas New Jersey's 4,800 local school board members who receive no remuneration for their services act as advocates for public school students as they work with the administrators, teachers, and parents for the betterment of public education. And whereas the school board strives to provide the resources necessary to meet the needs of all students, including those with special needs. And whereas boards of education provide accountability to the public, they communicate the needs of the school district to the public, and they convey to the school administrators the public's expectations for schools. And whereas New Jersey can take pride in its schools, which rank among the nation's best in key achievement indicators, such as National Assessment of Education Progress, scores, and advanced placement offerings and test scores. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Galloway Township Board of Education does hereby recognize the services of local school board members throughout New Jersey as we join communities statewide in observing January 2016 as School Board Recognition Month. And it be further resolved that the Galloway Township Board of Education urges all New Jersey citizens to work with their local boards of education and public school staffs towards the improvement of our children's education. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Any board discussion? Any public comment? Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Davies?
Yes.
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Mrs. Abraham?
Yes.
Mr. Brett?
Yes.
Mr. Ryan? Mr. Hubbard?
Yes. Thank you. Greetings and communications, please.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, President Hubbard. Our first item is a letter received from Seth N. Bruder, Esquire, for the Atlantic City Community Charter School to inform of a request to the Commissioner to amend the name of the school to the Atlantic Community Charter School, thereby dropping the word city.
Still don't like it. Do we have any legal grounds for fighting that?
Well, my feeling is fighting changing the name isn't going to help us when
No.
we've already gotten permission to expand.
But we do have a say in it when it comes to the renewal of their charter.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you. Presentations.
Yes, it is my pleasure to introduce Miss Megan Casey, who is an 8th grader at GTMS and the Secretary of School Spirit. Megan, you can come on up, and you're sitting right next to Mrs. Avery. And I do like to point out to our student council members that Mrs. Avery is the advisor for Galloway Student Council. So she's always a good person to sit near. So we'll give you a chance to get settled, and then President Hubbard will address you.
Well, welcome. How are you? That's great. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on at GTMS and what you do as the school spirit secretary?
I'm Mondays, we have school.
Okay. Are you doing anything special right now?
Or we gotta think about like something like Valentine's Day.
Groundhogs Day, okay. Oh, Valentine's Day. My hearing was... Okay, Valentine's Day. What are you going to do? Well, some people celebrate Valentine's Day.
We might take that off.
Yeah.
Out of this calendar.
Okay. During the meeting, you're allowed to ask questions. If I don't recognize you or kind of see you, just ask Mrs. Avery and she'll get my attention, believe me. But you're welcome at any time during tonight to ask a question. At the end of tonight's meeting, I'll ask you a couple questions. One I'll tell you ahead of time is, do you run your meetings like we run our meetings? So
Yeah.
you do. Oh, she already answered. Now you're away. Okay, well, that's good. Well, welcome aboard. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them during any time. And if I don't recognize you, just ask Mrs. David to interject, and I'll be quiet. She gets my attention. Thank you and welcome. Thank you, Mom and Dad. We appreciate it. Dr. G. Clinton?
Yes, you do see 2 presentations on your agenda, but due to the fact that I knew several board members would be missing and that the public would be extra small tonight when school was closed, we are holding both of those presentations. The park one in particular, parents have been invited to that, so when we decide when we're going to do that, we will push that out to the public as well.
Right, we'll just table items 2 and 3 then. Okay, superintendent's report, please.
Yes, just a couple of updates. You may recall that we allowed New Jersey Special Olympics to use Galloway Township Middle School for its winter games. And several of us, including myself, had the pleasure of being here. And the folks from Special Olympics could not have been more appreciative of not only the fact that we allowed the use, but the assistance they received from members of our staff, from custodial staff. And so they did present a plaque to us, and I got, and I will be happy to share, a goodie bag with a hat and a towel and their newspaper. One of the young people actually sent us a thank you letter, thanking us for making them feel welcome and what a good time they had. And I have to tell you, this was not small children. This was high school students through adults. And part of the games were at Stockton, and part of the games we had volleyball here, and it was just fantastic. I could not have been more impressed with the people from the Special Olympics, the whole ceremony, the way they ran things, and certainly, and I did not think the board would mind this, but certainly let them know in the future if they need our facility or something here to work with them. So it was heartwarming. So if anybody wants to see any of this, I do have all those items, so you can pass that around. If somebody wants the hat, I will care.
I was just wondering, is anybody head cold?
Give it back.
Thank you. That's great. That's a great story.
Secondly, we also sponsored the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. ceremony, and I will say Mr. Crewmaker and Student Council, along with Mr. Conover, Mrs. Bass Smokes, Mr. Glenn, Mr. Little from Roll, quite a few staff members really contributed. The Current did wonderful coverage. I did bring a couple of programs if anyone did not see it, you would like to. But it really was an excellent morning. We had nice attendance. President Hubbard and Mr. Days were there. and everyone did an exceptional job. Our students and staff were wonderful.
And we should have the video up on YouTube shortly, so.
Oh, great, I didn't have video of it, that's wonderful. That is good news. And it was a very nice ceremony. I gotta tell you, our teachers are really talented. Reverend Bass's son and daughter did a remarkable job. And so we're really, really blessed to have them. I know one still teaches, the other one I think left, just teaches someplace else now. He's retired, has a remarkable voice. He really does. And so does Brian. I can't let out his comment what we're saying. Oh my goodness, John.
Abraham, Martin, and John.
That's right. They do. So, okay. Solicitors report. Do you have anything else?
I did. Mr. Hubbard, if you do not mind, very quickly. One of the things you may recall is the middle school was very successful with Sustainable Jersey Schools last year. Reed's Road has now registered to also participate and apply for grants. There is an item on the agenda, and they would like a member of the board for their green team. The meetings will either be during the day, first thing in the morning, or immediately after school. So I did mention it to Mr. Hubbard, and he asked me to bring it up tonight if someone is interested in doing that. If you could let me know, so we could get me involved in that.
The green team?
It is, yes, for the Reach Road Green Team. That is the group that meets and talks about what kind of environmental and sustainable efforts they're going to do at the school to hopefully, most importantly, enhance things, but secondly, to work toward the certification.
Perfect.
Then the last thing, I would be remiss if I did not thank our maintenance and custodial staff who work Saturday, Sunday, and today to really make sure that everything was in good shape for our students and staff to return tomorrow. I would also like to publicly thank Chief Donna Higby. She and I were in communication without the weekend, and she was able to get me important information about what was happening with roadworks and things like that in the township, and also actually there was some extra efforts done this year with her communication with the township manager to try to have more sidewalks cleared, especially where we have walkers. So it really was, getting the extra day, we believe, was significant in making things much safer. And tomorrow it will be much warmer temperatures, especially in the morning. So I just wanted to do that. Kudos to all those involved.
Absolutely. Please relay to the custodial and maintenance staff. They did a remarkable job. Great. Mr. Capuccio?
Yes, thank you. Student residency administration, Mr. Spencer, we recently regarding the establishment of residency of previous family whose children were disenrolled. They found evidence of non-residency much before the dates we thought originally. So the mother's appeals to the Commission of Education is she's going to do so, and if she's not establishing actual residency. And for that, we can claim tuition from a little bit prior than we originally thought. If she does that, we prevail. Student matters and other process matters at this time currently pending regarding the event sale of metal, arch concept, construction matter. The planner has accepted the offer of judgment. We should be receiving closing documents shortly. Personnel, minor issues have been discussed. Some of the human resources, manager, and all else have been handled by administration. And regarding the construction, the business office again has kept aware of the progress. However, the superintendent will also keep the board appraised of ongoing discussions with the township regarding fees, things of that nature. Nothing has been resolved, to my knowledge, at this time. In any event, there may be some questions there. But other than that, that should be my report for this evening. Thank you. Questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Capuccio. Yeah, regarding the fees, we have contested vigorously with the township with them assessing us fees for construction permits, for everything that we've done since I've been on the board anyway, and we've even cited statutory items, and our attorneys contacted their attorney, and much to our chagrin, unfortunately, they still insist on charging us fees for permits.
No, they've turned it into a review fee portion, they're trying to claim for the construction code. Most municipalities in the whole state of New Jersey waive that for any school districts and municipal organizations.
Yeah.
Ours is not.
Ours has chosen not to, so.
Mr. Hubbard, I can bring up, I going to be meeting with one of the councilmen, new councilmen, who's the education committee of our local council. And I will advise Mr. Grant and Ms. Avery, when we do it, and you also. That will be one of the subjects I will be bringing up, because I've been bringing up in the last umpteen years about the fees, where the state oversees or state supersedes all the municipal fees, and it's in there that they shall not charge fees at the law.
That's true by statute, but they're entitled to for certain certifications for the approvals,
Right.
construction permits.
We could litigate for that now too.
Right, it's a basic overview. In fact, they want to charge $8,000 for the roof as an overview, but that's what it was too.
And I say it's left pocket going to the right pocket.
Same taxpayers.
I'm going to advise you in the meeting will take place with the council members. Well, they have an education committee.
Yeah. Yeah, I do believe on the 4th of February, my calendar, I'm going to the planning board meeting.
There also.
And Mr. Dave, Mr. Graves, since you're our representative.
Oh,
You're there, I got you.
Mr. Atwood will probably be there too.
Good, so we'll have plenty of representation there before they
It's a
hear.
courtesy.
That's right, it's only a courtesy, but we'll be there. Good, thank you, Mr. Capuccio. Is there any questions, Mr. Capuccio, at this time? Okay, let's move on.
Yes, enrollment report. As of the end of December, in district, we had 3,280 students. If you add in students at special services, the various private schools for special education, home instruction, charter, and choice, the grand total comes to 3,362 students. The out-of-school suspension report and the HID report are attached. We do have one resolution to approve the 2016-17 calendar on first reading, and I do need to emphasize first reading is just that. So if you would turn your attention, board members do have a draft attachment. I just want to highlight a few things. With the way Labor Day falls, it is September 5th, so we would, the draft calendar shows the staff returning on the 1st and being in on the 1st and 2nd, with students coming in the day after Labor Day for an early dismissal day. It has been practiced for, I think, a good dozen or more years for an administrative closing in October for one of the Jewish holidays. So this particular draft shows that as October 3rd, closing on Columbus Day, Fall Staff Development Day, which is very often attached to Columbus Day on this draft calendar, is on Election Day. We did this 4 years ago. Because two of our schools are used for a presidential election, it is very difficult to remain open. But by having the staff in, but not the students, for Staff Development Day, that worked well last time. I should note that creates the November craziness because Election Day is the 8th and the NJEA convention are the 10th and the 11th, with Veterans Day being the 11th, Thanksgiving the 24th and 25th. December, we have early dismissal on the 23rd, go through the holiday, and return on January 2nd. Like other years, closing for Martin Luther King Day. We would have Winter Staff Development Day like this year on Friday, President's Weekend, and then close on President's Day. Spring break, Thursday, Friday, Monday, April 13th through 17th. You'll see our 3 articulation days and the parent-teacher conference days closed for Memorial Day. And then the last 2 days of school, the 9th and the 12th. I don't love returning on a Monday, I will say that out loud. But that's the way this draft fell. So certainly, I'm interested in any input from the board. And then we can decide, do we need another reading on February, is that the 8th?
8th, yes.
And then another reading on the 22nd, or can we do the second reading and final approval on the 8th? I am open to either, because I still think it's early enough in the year.
Good. First, we have a motion to, approve items 5. Let me read first. Can I have a motion to accept the harassment, intimidation, and bullying report that was presented to this board?
No, you're not, that's just the informational item, that's not a resolution.
Not a resolution?
Next time you'll have that one.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Can we have a motion to accept the reading of the first school calendar for the 2016-2017 school year, please?
Second.
Thank you. Board discussion? Sir, Mr.
I'm
Haney.
glad to see that you decided to put back homestead. I think that's an important time, and I'm glad to see that.
Okay. I have, any other question? I have a question.
I have a question. January 2nd, in some districts, that's a day off. I believe in my district, that's a legal holiday, because the Monday is, January 1st is on a Sunday, so the legal holiday is being celebrated on the 2nd, I believe.
I will look into that, Mrs.
But I
Avery.
think in my place of employment, I think we're off that day, the 2nd.
I will look at that.
Okay.
That would actually take us to Tuesday in June.
Well, I think that happened a couple of years ago, and that's how that holiday fell, so.
Thank you.
That's a good catch. November 29th, you have as an early dismissal day, but I'm not quite sure.
That is contractual, President, cover the day before Thanksgiving holiday.
29th? Thanksgiving's the 24th.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, that is the parent-teacher conference. I apologize, I was looking at the wrong day.
Parent-teacher conference is on the 29th and the 7th.
I have to look at that.
Okay.
Thank you.
So that's something we want to look at. January 2nd is what we want to look at.
I believe it is a parent-teacher conference day, but it's missed on the list under November, but I will double check.
Okay. Another observation, I think we had talked about this earlier, and I can share with the rest of the board. One of your decisions for consistency purposes was either having the staff development day or staff articulation either on a Wednesday or a Friday for the most part, except that one time where you have to have it on a Tuesday. But I think, is that what you try to do when you build a calendar?
Yeah, I mean, for both staff members and parents, I find when you can do certain things consistently, it works out better, just in people remembering when is there an early dismissal day. For those articulation afternoons, the middle of the week helps, because if there's things teachers need to prep for articulation, they have Monday and Tuesday to do it. If there's follow-up activities, for example, when they have their PLCs, they have a report they have to turn in. That gives that follow-up time to do that as well.
Okay, just wanted to check.
Can we hold off approving this on first reading and wait till?
Oh yeah, this is only the first reading. I mean, it's a working copy, so then Dr. G. Kundo's going to come back, check on the January 2nd issue, and if it has to be, we'll have to rearrange. Is there any other comments? Any public comments? Okay,
Thank you, I appreciate the other sets of eyes and input.
all right. Can I have a roll call, please, on the first reading then?
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Mr. Iannicum?
Yes.
Mrs. Avery? Yes. Mr. Days?
Yes.
Mr. Brad?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Yes. Thank you. Curriculum and instruction, please.
Thank you. Item 1 is a resolution to approve home instruction for the following students. The student number is listed, the school the student attends, and the detail regarding the rationale for the home instruction. Resolution 2 is to approve home instruction for the following students. In this list, you will note that these are all non-public students, and non-public funding will cover the cost of this. You'll see references to that in the finance section. Because they are not in our public school, you see initials instead of a student number, the name of the non-public school, and again, the rationale. Resolution 3 is to approve home instruction for the following student. In this particular case, later on in the agenda, sometimes it's done by a contracted service. The student might be at a hospital or something else like that. Resolution 4 is to approve the following Stockton University fieldwork placements for the 2015-16 school year for the period of January 19th through May 9th, 2016. You see the name of the student, the cooperating teacher, and the school and grade. Resolution 5 is to approve the following Drexel University fieldwork student. Again, this is for the school year, January 4th through March 14th. The student, the teachers, and the school and grade are listed. Resolution 6 is to approve the Southern New Jersey Consortium Program for the spring 2016 semester. You can see the dates in March, April, and May. And finally, for this section, a resolution to approve the GTMS 2015-2016 winter sports schedules.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve items 1 through 7 inclusive under curriculum and instruction, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Any board discussion? Any public comment? Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bays?
Yes.
Mr. Iannino? Mrs. Avery?
Yes.
Mr. Greb?
Yes.
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Finance and school operations, please.
I will turn the agenda over to Mrs. Nye.
Thank you. The first resolution is to accept the food service reports for the month of December. The second resolution is to accept the investment reports for December 2015 in accordance with policy 3290. The third resolution is to accept the board secretary's monthly certification status as of December 31. The fourth resolution is to certify that as of December 31, that the secretary's monthly financial reports are in compliance. The fifth resolution is to approve the cash and secretary's report for the month of December. The next resolution is to approve the January's bills list for the 15-16 budget. The seventh resolution is to approve the ratification of transfers for the 15-16 budget. The eighth resolution is to approve Silvergate Prep for non-public home instruction at a cost of $55 an hour beginning December 25th through February 29th with non-public funding. The resolution number 9 is to approve a student to attend Atlantic County Social Services in East Landing campus beginning January 4th through June 30th at a cost of $38.80 prorated. The 10th resolution is to approve Sharon Wilson as a non-public compensatory instructor at Overland Academy at $35 an hour for 2 to 3 hours a week for the student beginning January 26th through June 30th. The 11th resolution is to approve Jillian Pritchard for non-public home instruction at $35 an hour. The accountants listed. 12th resolution is to accept a $100 donation to food service for outstanding balances due from Joan Airy, a Hamilton Township resident. The 13th resolution is to approve the Galloway Board of Ed does not require archery schools to charge students for reduced and paid meals provided they are part of the educational program in compliance with Department of Agriculture's Child Nutrition Program. The 14th resolution is to approve the following tuition receivable for 15-16 school year in compliance with the Invento Act. The school's identification and amounts are listed. The 15th resolution is to approve Freight Tech to go out to bid for fire alarm systems at the Reeds Road and Roland Rogers Elementary Schools. Resolution 16 is to accept a $1,500 donation from Raymore and Flanagan for the Arthur Wayne Elementary School music program. The 17th resolution is to accept the Atlantic Care $1,500 new edible garden school grant awarded to Roland Rogers Elementary School. Resolution number 18 is to approve the following out-of-district professional development activities. The staff member, the date, the expense, and accounts are listed. Resolution 19 is to approve the following transportation contracts with Greater Egg Harbor Regional High School, their routes, the locations, the dates, and the costs are listed. Resolution 20 is to approve the 15-16 parental contract beginning January 11th through June 30th for an archery student. The amount is listed.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve items 1 through 20 inclusive of the finance and school operations, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Mr. Days, will you represent the Finance Committee this evening?
Okay, we had our meeting earlier this evening with several questions on the cash register, which our PA answered for us. We're going to follow up with a couple other questions we had. Other than that, everything was fine, everything balanced out, and that's all I can say.
Cash equals cash?
Cash equals cash.
Okay.
Jeff, everything's good.
Good. Any board questions? Any public comment? Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Mr. Iannicone?
Yes.
Mrs. Avery?
Yes.
Mr. Days?
All right, let's abstain on number 6, the bill list, page 4, PO number 600504, yes, and we
Thank you. Mr. Brett?
Yes.
And Mr.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Facilities and maintenance, please.
Just wanted to give the board an overall update. As you heard comments before, we're making progress with the township. We have a meeting coming up on February 4th, hopefully to go ahead with the modular project. Additionally, we are looking at getting pricing on the sprinkler piping removal for the our part of the school.
Okay. Thank you. Any board questions? Any public comment on facilities? Community use of school facilities, please.
Yes, item 1 is Main Baptist Church requests the use of the GCMS gym on Saturday, April 2nd for a 3-on-3 basketball tournament from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and they are responsible for custodial coverage costs. Resolution 2 is Atlantic United Soccer requests the use of the GCMS fields for games on Saturdays and Sundays for the month of March 2016 from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Resolution 3, Galloway Youth Lacrosse requests the use of the GCMS fields on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from March 15th through June 15th, 2016. Resolution 4, Be the Match Bone Marrow Donor Registry requests the use of the GCMS library on Saturday, February 13th, 2016 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. to host a bone marrow match event.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve items 1 through 4 inclusive under community use of school facilities, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Any board discussion? Dr. G, I thought the township handled the fields and scheduling the fields for us. For items 2 and 3?
Yes, my understanding, President Hubbard and Larry and Mr. Timberman may be able to jump in, is when there's things happening that might overlap, they coordinate that for certain fields, but there are certain things that Lisa Phillips is able to do herself.
So that the township isn't going to double book these fields on top of us. I guess it's my concern.
The township cannot book a field without working through.
Okay, all right.
No, they help coordinate during certain seasons, but it's all connected with Lisa Phillips
Okay.
and her schedule.
All right, I just wanted to double check. Bone marrow registry, is that something new? I don't ever remember them.
This is something new. We've had a number of staff members or family members of staff members need bone marrow transplant. So 2 of our staff members approached me about doing a Be the Match event. And basically what it means is anyone that is willing and interested can come forward, and it's a swab of your mouth. And that gets tested, and then that gets entered into the bone marrow, nationwide bone marrow registry. And so we are actually going to, if we can, with volunteers, run it on the staff development day when people are on breaks, they could go and do it, as well as do it on this Saturday for the whole community. And we're also going to make a dress down day for staff development day, raise money for this as well. So that is something we work on.
Okay, just checking. Any public comment? Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Days?
Yes.
Mr. Iannicone? Mrs. Avery?
Yes.
Mr. Greb?
Yes.
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
There are 2 informational items. Roland Rogers Elementary School is hosting a St. Baldrick's fundraiser event in the gym cafeteria on Thursday, March 17th. If you're not familiar with the St. Baldrick's, people raise money, and if the money is raised, you have to shave your head. They've done this during the day for quite a few years, and this year decided to add an evening piece that apparently there will be some students participating in addition to the adults. So even if you're not having your head shaved, feel free to come out for that. And then kindergarten registration, we actually are starting earlier this year to try to get a better handle on what our kindergarten enrollment will be like for next year. So you can see the dates listed, and that is being advertised as well.
Thank you. Personnel, please.
Yes, item 1 is a resolution to accept, with regret, the letter of intent to retire from Michelle Fishman, teacher at GTMS, effective March 1st, 2016. Ms. Fishman has worked in the Galloway Township Public School District for 25 years, and her dedication and service to students and staff are appreciated by our entire school family.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve item number 1 under personnel, please? Thank you. Any more discussion? Any public comment? Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Mr. Days?
Yes, with regret.
Mrs. Avery?
Yes.
Mr. Gregg?
Yes.
Mr. Iannicum?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 2 is a resolution to rescind the letter of retirement from Kathleen Dombrowski, classroom assistant at Ramona Preschool. Resolution 3 is to extend the family personal leave request from Jean Hiltner, secretary at Smithville Elementary School. The dates and terms and conditions are listed. Resolution 4 is to extend the maternity leave request from Christina LaCantora, fourth grade teacher at Smithville Elementary School. Again, the dates and terms and conditions are listed. Resolution to approve the corrected salary for Caitlin Ann Doherty, part-time intervention teacher at Reed's Road Elementary School. This was simply an error that we discovered and need to go back and correct. Resolution 6 is to approve Jenny Schaub as a fourth grade teacher at Reed's Road Elementary School for the 2015-16 school year, effective February 8th through June 30. The step, salary, degree, and account are listed. This is a lead position. Resolution 7 is to extend Julie DiDomenico as a fourth grade teacher at Smithville Elementary School, effective February 1 through March 11th. Again, the terms and conditions are listed. This is a lead position. Resolution 8 is to approve Julie DiDomenico as a part-time intervention teacher at Smithville Elementary School, effective March 14th through June 30. Terms and conditions are listed, and although I did not read the specifics, it's the same person with different dates. Resolution 9 is to extend Mary Alice Ritchie as a part-time intervention teacher at Smithville Elementary School for the 2015-16 school year. The terms and conditions are listed, a lead position. Resolution 10 is to approve Jessica Scott as a part-time special education teacher at Arthur Ray Elementary School for the 2015-16 school year, effective January 20th through June 30th. The terms and conditions are listed. This is a new position based on special education needs and student IEPs. Resolution 11 is to approve Kayla Sandstedt as a part-time one-on-one classroom assistant at Smithville Elementary School for the 2015-16 school year. This is effective January 26th through June 30th. The terms and conditions are listed. This is also a new position. Resolution 12 is to approve Christina Setta as a part-time classroom assistant at Arthur Rand Elementary School for the 2015-16 school year, effective February 1 through June 30. Again, terms and conditions are listed. New position. Resolution 13 is to approve Jeannie Capoletti as a part-time one-on-one classroom assistant at GTMS for the 2015-16 school year, also effective February 1st, pending clearance. Terms and conditions are listed. This is also a new position. I will note that all of those positions are based on growth in special education students, either through new to the district, change in IEP, or things that require us to have those positions. Resolution 14 is to approve Lynn Stinnell as a 12-month secretary at Reed's Road Elementary School, effective April 1st through June 30th. The salary, step, and account are listed. This is a replacement position. Resolution 15 is to approve Roseanne Cronk as a part-time library secretary at Arthur Rand Elementary School. This is effective February 1st, pending clearance. Terms and conditions are listed. This is a replacement position. Resolution 16 is to approve Loretta Rennie as a part-time library secretary at Roland Rogers Elementary School, effective February 1st through June 30th. Terms and conditions are listed. This is also a replacement position. Resolution 17 is to approve the following substitute teachers for the 2015-16 school year, pending successful completion of criminal history review, The various rates are listed and the account numbers. Each staff member is listed and whether or not the person is certified or non-certified. Resolution 18 is to approve the following substitute secretary for the 2015-16 school year effective January 26th through June 30th. The hourly rate and account are listed as is the name of the individual. Supplemental positions. Resolution 19 is to approve the following team leader for the 2015-16 school year effective February 22nd through June 30th. The stipend will be prorated and this is a lead position. Resolution 20 is to approve the following substitute child care program site coordinator at Smithville Elementary School. The terms and conditions are listed. I do remind you that this is an enterprise account. Resolution 21 is to approve the following teachers for non-public home instruction. Resolution 22 is to approve the following Arthur Grant Elementary School teachers for Breakfast Club, which is a before-school extra help tutorial program, and this is funded through Title I. Resolution 23 is to approve the following Smithville Elementary School teachers for Smithville Academy. Also, this is an extension of the school day, also funded by Title I.
Thank you. Should I have a motion to approve items 2 through 23 inclusive of the personnel committee?
Second.
Thank you. Any board discussion? Okay, I will start. You had mentioned earlier that items 10, 11, 12, and 13 are all new positions. Do we have enough money to pay for these new positions? How are we getting the money?
Yes, President Hubbard, we have the money to pay for the positions. That is something that the administrators involved and I discussed with Mrs. Anaya. In some instances, we might need to do transfers. In other instances, because someone in a category who makes more money is going on leave, funds are available in a proper salary account. So it's a combination of things, but yes, we can cover the costs.
There's 4 more people on the payroll. I question that. I understand that there are for needs of children that you didn't have before or changes. Question on item 14, why are we hiring a secretary at the top of the level, a salary guy?
The secretary is currently a 10-month employee and is moving into the 12-month slot. He will retire.
Okay. That answers my questions.
Always good to have him.
It certainly is. Is there any public comment? Okay. Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hand? Mr. Iannico? Mrs. Avery?
Yes.
Mrs. President?
Yes.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Thank you.
I will pause for a moment and introduce the assistant principal of Arthur Grant Elementary School, Mr. Terrence O'Connor, to introduce new staff.
Good evening, Dr. Jacobetto and Board of Education members and public as well. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Jessica Scott, who was also a student here in Galloway Township Public Schools.
A good student.
She has also done a lot of filling in for us in different positions, and she does a wonderful job, and we're very excited to bring her on board because of the way that she works with children and the wonderful things that she does. So welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No one else we have to introduce of all those new hires?
No, quite a few of the people, President Hubbard, have been in other positions, and some of them are professional assistants, and we do not ask them to come to meetings.
That's fine. Okay. I'll just remember that. We have no policy this evening?
We do not.
Okay. Those public meetings?
Yes, we had 2 meetings in February, February 8th and February 22nd, right here in the cafeteria at 7 p.m.
Okay. I will remind Mrs. Cordero on the 22nd. I will be available.
Thank you.
I do want to ask, I do need a volunteer for the green team, so think about that. I'm going to ask tonight, Mr. Anacom and Mike, would you please get your committees together before we get to the budget, because you really need to have an input on items for the budget for technology next year, and obviously for any facilities projects, deemed necessary, so, yeah, I just want to get that ball that's rolling before the budget gets hot heavy, so at least you guys know, got your wish list in, okay? I did want to address, okay, got that. With the blizzard of 2016, we had to cancel the retreat over the weekend. Carol should have reached out and contacted everybody to see get some alternate dates. They do want us to come back and try to have our retreat at down Congress Hall before March 31st, I think. Okay.
February, they'll go into March.
Go on the March, sooner rather than later. They didn't charge anything, I mean, obviously. It's something that we need to consider to get some dates together, so we may be making phone calls back and forth between now and the next meeting, see if we can firm up a date. But there are topics we still have to discuss. Okay, obviously, one of them we just kind of went through the school calendar, but there's the budget, there's board self-evaluation, there's some district statistics we need to go over, and then there's general topics that this New Jersey School Board, Jane Kirshner, has in her bag of tricks that she needs to go over. So, please, if you haven't gotten hold of, or Carol hasn't gotten hold of you, please make sure you call her and let her know some dates so we can try to firm this up. I appreciate that. Okay. Nothing in special events, so now we'll just go around the board. Old and new business, and we'll start with Smiling Madeline.
I don't have any.
Okay. Rich? Thank you. Mike?
Welcome again, and perhaps you can take back to student council our board president's suggestion that the students do something to recognize Groundhog Day.
Yeah, another day off.
That's it for me.
Thank you. Bob? Tom?
Congress Hall is on us for Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Not $100 time now.
That's the news, I'm just trying to close that one out.
Yeah. So I said my piece, please, your committees, get them rolling so we can get a meeting in. The retreat, I really like to get that in. There's a lot of ground we can cover, so I'd like to do that. Megan, is there anything you want to add?
I thought you were going to do a winter coat today. I love winter coat today. Very beginning of February.
Okay, that's a good idea. Very, yeah. I like that. Is there anything that you think this board should be doing more for the students? Oh, good. I like that. That's good. No, that middle school doesn't get recess. I learned that, okay? I learned that from But, good. Well, take it back to Mr. Crewmaker. Tell him he's doing a great job. We appreciate sending a student to our meetings so you learn how we operate. And I'm sure he's doing a very good job of showing you Robert's rules and all the parliamentary procedures that we follow, and I'm sure you do too. So that's good news. Is there any public comment to come before this Board of Education? We do have a closed session item, potential litigation. So, do you have anything besides potential litigation, Bill? That's the only thing I have on the agenda. Okay. Thank you. Can I have a motion to go into close? Thank you. Be it resolved that Section 7 and 8 of the Open Public Meeting Act, this public meeting of the Galloway Township Board of Education, the following subject matter is to be discussed in a session of the board closed to the public. Potential litigation. It is presently anticipated the items mentioned in this resolution cannot be discussed to the public as soon as possible. All those in favor? The ayes have it. No nays.